Section is going to be along the lines of, do you really need to do cardio? As you'll see shortly, yes, 100%, you should do cardiovascular exercise in your daily life. But we're going to talk about how it can change your brain, body, and ultimately a few other aspects of your life. So we'll first begin on brain. Cardiovascular exercise is actually referenced quite a bit in the literature on how it can improve brain health. This is still getting sort of sussed out, so we don't know for sure, but cardiovascular exercise can improve your overall mood. It can help with better memory. There's a lot of studies going on reducing the chances of developing Alzheimer's and dementia, specifically through cardiovascular activity. It helps you with thinking clearly, so kind of knocking off those cobwebs or helping with brain fog, and also challenging yourself mentally. And this isn't something that goes talked about a lot, but I think there's something to be said about if you are performing cardio and you're going out for a really long run or you're going out for a long bike ride, and it really takes a lot of mental fortitude to be able to consistently do that. And when you're challenging yourself, not only physically but mentally, that's a great way to keep your brain healthy, keep those neurons firing, and help keep them basically realizing that there's a reason for you to need those brain cells. In addition to this, of course, bodily health beyond your brain and your mind. I also forgot to mention too, the overall brain health. We talked about it's still kind of getting sussed out on what the mechanisms are behind this, but we know improving blood flow to any part of your body helps to deliver nutrients. So we think, especially cardio, there's a lot of blood flow going through your entire body. We think that might be kind of the main reasons why it helps with memory, cognition, all those things. Moving into bodily health, burning more calories in the immediate. So it can help with weight loss, as in body composition. I will say shortly though, when we talk about weight training, that although it does burn calories right now, after that session, you're not burning any extra calories, right? So when you do 300, let's say you go out for a run and you burn 300 calories, you're only burning 300 calories when you're doing the movement. So it can assist in weight loss to some degree to help dig into that calorie expenditure, but it isn't the be all. And we'll talk about weight training and how that might actually be a better tool for exercise a little bit later in the weight loss later in the podcast. You get a stronger heart. So what happens when you improve your cardio is your stroke volume improves. And basically what this means is that your heart is stronger, so it doesn't have to work as hard. So instead of, let's say there's somebody who's unhealthy and it takes them 80 beats of their heart to get the same amount of blood out to the body that it takes you to get 60 beats out through your heart. This is because the heart's stronger and it can eject more blood into the ventricles, into the different atriums throughout the rest of the body. And this is really important because if you think about any type of muscle, it's good to be working it. But if it's chronically overworked, as in it's too stressed out too much of the time, it's going to lead to issues long term, not just with the heart itself, but also the connective tissue. That's kind of where we see sometimes this atherosclerotic plaque buildup, high blood pressure, all these things. Having a stronger heart can make that easier for yourself. This is why also too, when people are very fit, they have a low resting heart rate. It's because they don't need to force as much blood out of their body when they're just sitting and doing nothing at rest. In addition to this, reduces the chances of osteoporosis if you are doing kind of more higher impact activity. We'll talk about resistance training for osteoporosis as well, but if you're doing running, fast walking, any type of thing putting a lot of load on your body very quickly, that's going to help with your bone health. In addition to this, improving circulation throughout your entire body. This can help with recovery from your other workouts or just daily life, and also help to reduce some pain if you're getting blood and nutrients into areas and kind of clearing out a lot of that waste, which might lead to pain. That's going to help overall with your body. Making activities of daily life easier for yourself. You're going to be able to go to the grocery store easier. You're going to be able to play with your family easier. All these things are super important. Also, blood sugar management, if you think about it, we talked about early in the podcast. So glycogen in itself is stored carbohydrate. So if your body is able to use more free floating blood sugar, as in you just ate something and you can use something right in your bloodstream to immediately help and get it to your activity, that's going to play a huge role on your blood sugar. So if you're somebody who's a type 2 diabetic, if you think about it, your pancreas is not secreting insulin well enough. So because of this, you can't manage blood sugar very well. Your body can't eject insulin, so which actually helps to decrease your overall blood sugar. So if you introduce exercise, cardiovascular exercise, it can kind of help with this blood sugar management as well. It can lower plaque buildup in the arteries. HDL is kind of our good plaque, we call. LDL is our bad plaque. LDL will build up over time if your heart does not work properly, if it doesn't take a lot of the cholesterol that we take in from our diet and bring it to the tissues, as in using it out for all the different things it needs to do and just keeps it near the heart. That, of course, can lead to the coronary heart disease, maybe even heart attacks, high blood pressure, all these different things. So HDL is good, LDL is bad. Another way I like to remember this is LDL is lousy, so L lousy. Also, cardio can help with giving you stronger connective tissue. So if we think about that higher impact physical activity we did earlier, this is super important because if you're challenging your muscles, challenging your bones and tendons and all these things, that's of course going to, as you recover, build up over time to improve your connective tissue. Decreases stroke and cardiac arrest risk. So we mentioned this earlier. That's just keeping your overall peripheral arteries and veins and capillaries all in good health. Also, when it comes to life, a few other things. You will sleep much better. This is because you'll probably just be a little more physically active, so you'll be tired at night. But at the same time, you'll also get more energy. This is kind of that mood boost we talked about earlier. I'm not sure on this last point I had, but I found that it may help improve sexual function. This could be kind of due to that blood flow thing we were talking about earlier, how cardio just in general helps to improve blood flow through your entire body. This, I would wager on the bet, is probably likely